Good day, this is Professor Raymond Auerbach bringing the fifth of the McGregor Magic Festival Organic Gardening series. We've heard about basic soil fertility, we've heard about making a compost heap, we then looked at soil acidity briefly, and we then had a video which combined crop rotation and pest control. In this last brief video, I'm going to discuss how you can organize as an organic farmer, how you can begin to look at your local food system, work with local restaurateurs and producers and consumers, and set up a more robust food system. I'm going to share my screen just with one slide, and it gives you a couple of references. This is the last slide in the series on the PowerPoint on the McGregor Magic Festival site, and it's the 30th with the title Organic and Agroecology Organizations in South Africa. What do we mean by organic and what do we mean by agroecology? Well, that is fairly contentious. Organic is clearly defined if you go to the website ifom.bio, sorry, it's now gone over to ifoam.bio. ifom.bio is the website of Organics International. It has a huge number of resources. It has training resources, but it has the definition of organic and the 4 principles of organic, and many resources on that website. For the local resources, the SA Organic Sector Organization, it can be found on www.saoso.org, and you'll find some resources there, something about research, and also the PGS SA website. PGS is Participatory Guarantee Systems, and our association locally helps farmers to get together and, with the help of consumers and farmer peer review, to do, instead of organic certification, which is expensive, needs a third party, to do organic assurance, quality assurance, either assured natural or assured organic, depending on how the PGS is set up and how far the farmer has come. This is a low-cost system of voluntary assurance, which is not quite as strict as assessment, but should be just as thorough in terms of identifying whether the farmer is farming organically or is only naturally assured, meaning that they're on the way to organic but haven't yet got there. So that's organic, a clear definition. The critics of organic will say it's elitist and that it is very hard for the farmer to comply. The supporters of organics will say at least it assures the consumer of what the farmer has done, that the farmer has followed the guidelines of the organic principles and the organic practices and has done everything that is required for a crop to be certified organic. This does not necessarily mean that the farmer has understood the local ecological principles, and the proponents of agroecology say the important thing is to understand agroecological principles, the interactions between what humans do in producing crops and animals and what nature does in maintaining biodiversity, and that the important thing is to keep a balance of these. So naturally, as with all of these pioneering changes to the way we do things, although many people would say that in fact the chemical agriculture is the change and only chemical agriculture should be certified and you should be made to prove that if you use chemicals, you use them safely. The fact of the matter at the moment is that if you want certification, you have to look for organic certified or regenerative certified systems. In South Africa, SAOSO runs the organic standards that have just been registered, but many exporters will use standards from Europe or from Japan or from the United States. And there are many different ways of certifying. PGS is a much simpler system We talk about first party, second party, and third party certification. Third party is where you get in and pay for a certification from a certifying body. Second party is a PGS system where the consumer and the farmer are the two bodies involved, the two parties involved, and a peer review process assures the consumer that the produce is either natural or organic. First party is if I simply say, my stuff is organic, and you have the choice of believing me or not. So agroecology has developed in particular in South America, where a lot of people said organic is elitist. We need to build solidarity between small-scale rural producers and the urban consumers. And what is important is that the producers understand their local ecology and work according to the local ecology. And this is a wonderful system and works in most of the cases, but the definition of agroecology is difficult to pin down. If you look at the AC Bio definition, which you can find on the www.acbio.org website, you will find that this website is very clear about how agroecology is defined for them, and it is a straight organic definition. In many ways, it's even stricter than organic, and those following that definition would have no difficulty getting certified organic. Some people, however, in particular Miguel Altieri and Eric Hort Jimenez, who work a lot in South America, say, well, most of the time there will be no chemical fertilizer and no genetically engineered seed and no poison used, but occasionally the farmer may need to use some, and so they will avoid all unnecessary use of poisons, chemical fertilizers, and genetically engineered seed. And that is where some consumers will not be so happy, because they'll say what was necessary, what was not necessary. But as I say, the AC Bio definition is a straight organic definition, but the AC Bio farmers will not be certified by an expensive third-party certification. And what we hope to develop is that agroecology and organic will work together on second-party assurance schemes, which will not be expensive. So we have in each area the possibility to set up a PGS system, and you could start an initiative if there isn't one in your area. If you contact PGS South Africa, you can find out where the nearest PGS association is. If you go on the SAOSO website, you will find a lot about PGS and a lot about organic certification and the SAOSO standards for organic product production and processing. And you will also find about the provincial SAOSO groups, which are being set up. I think already 7 of the provinces have SAOSO coordinators in them. We hope that as we develop the African organic knowledge hubs in Northern, Western, Eastern, and Southern Africa, that each regional knowledge hub will have resources on research and will have resources on where you can find organic organizations. But it's up to you as gardener, as farmer, or as consumer, even as retailer, to help build the organic movement in South Africa, the agroecology movement, the regenerative agriculture movement. We see these as different names for the same movement, which is trying to move away from agriculture which exploits Mother Earth towards agriculture which understands the ecology, which is concerned with regeneration, and which has a tradition of bringing people, animals, and the organisms in the soil, as well as plant communities and biodiversity, into a sustainable system of producing healthy and nourishing food. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you to the organizers of McGregor Magic Festival. It's wonderful to be part of this virtual event. Thank you very much.